Happy Giving Tuesday, you guys. Just giving it a few moments for folks to join us, kind of reflecting on today, reflecting on my mood, checking in with myself, seeing how all the chakras are aligning. I'm kidding, I'm not that good. I don't know how to check on my own chakras. That's why I have Susie, because she is fabulous and is an incredible Reiki master. Susie was doing Reiki on Wednesday at Recovery Fitness, and she has a private practice as well, and I've gone there a few times, and she is fabulous in so many ways. Hey Danny, good to see you. How's it going? Did you make it out to Rochester? I know I missed you the other day, or we kind of missed each other relatively small window of time. I have little Hazel here looking at me on my lap. Hi, Haze. Hi, little one. Brody over there. He thinks I don't see him. There he is. I don't think I've showed off the puppies in a little bit. They're always with me. Carrie, what up? My awkward partner in crime. Carrie and I are probably, when we're together, the most awkward group of people I've ever met. Hi, Linda. Danny, I did and got turned back around. It was crazy busy with people at Highland. Ooh, it has been pretty busy. Hi, David. Actually, this weekend when I was in the Adirondacks, I didn't do much hiking. The trails were so busy. It was jam-packed. I mean, think of waiting in line to get off the mountain, and they're already relatively packed. They've been kind of overused and getting pretty eroded, but it is times 1,000. Dave, Holly, hi. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. I have Hazel and Brody curled up here, being needy. And side note, I'm probably not going to take them the next time I go to the Adirondacks, but they don't know that. It's a lot to handle. There's a lot to handle. They're very needy, and it would just be a little more enjoyable. So today is Giving Tuesday, and Giving Tuesday, this isn't the Giving Tuesday that usually happens in the fall. Usually United Way jumps in, and it's an opportunity to give to causes that you support. And today is kind of an emergency response Giving Tuesday, and it's a national Giving Tuesday. So if you have causes out there, and this isn't a pitch for recovery, this is just the initiative is really to unite our communities all across the world and support the organizations that mean the most to them. So if you have a cause you're real passionate about, whether it's animals or youth or recovery, and again, it's not a pitch for us, it's more of a pitch to give back. Support your local nonprofits because they most certainly are struggling quite a bit during these times. Hey Jake, hi Amy, hi James. Glad you guys joined us. Holly, you've been super busy. I can't wait to see you when your Safari opens because after watching myself on the screen all day, every day, I think I could use some TLC. Yeah, you don't realize that the effects of nature and beauty are taking a toll until you look at yourself on camera day in and day out, from Zoom meetings to FaceTime to everything else. So some random rants there as we get started. Today was a pretty nice day, kind of slow for me. I've been making an effort to carve time out to kind of relax or do the things that I've wanted to do. I've been enjoying doing things like that. Um, and yeah, I got outside. I cut my grass. Um, and I'm lying. I didn't cut my grass. My friend cut my grass. We kind of did a little bit of planting and gardening. And I guess there's a freeze, so I had to take some stuff inside. But yeah, it just feels, I don't know. It's like a productive, but not productive because I didn't do a whole lot of other things. Jenny, hi. Good to see you. Jenny Nacy, who just joined the feed, she is like a mother figure to me, whether she likes it or not. I'm sort of her redheaded stepchild. She has been my support, my cheerleader. I go to her house for holidays. She makes cheese for me. It's pretty wonderful. I love Jenny. She's like a guardian angel, my Rochester mom for sure. So hi, Jenny. And Holly, you want to buy some gear? Yeah, I'm excited for tank top weather. I'm really excited for tank top weather. I'm just happy for sunshine, really grateful. I don't remember what I was reading today, kind of along the theme of living in gratitude. I don't remember where I heard it. No, I think I read it in one of my daily readings, not the one I'm going to read today. I'm not just grateful for the things I have. There's other things I take for granted. Jenny. Hi, Paul. Hi, Tony. Good to see you guys. So some of the things I really take for granted, and I didn't even think about until I read this piece, such simple things like running water. We're told to wash our hands a gazillion times. We're told to use soap. But even outside of that, I go to my kitchen or my bathroom, I go to my sink, I turn a knob, and there's fresh running water, right? And it's clean water. And I have soap to wash my hands. There are people in the world that don't have these necessities, right? They're really necessities. And especially as they're going through this crisis and are told to wash your hands, right? They don't have access to sanitary conditions. We're told to buy food sort of in bulk, right, for a couple of weeks. There are people in this world that can't afford it, quite a few. A large percentage of folks can't afford it. So some of these things I really do take for granted. I'm really, really grateful for the opportunities. I'm grateful that, I want to say I live in a country where these things, Jenny, are available, but there are people in our own country that don't have access to a lot of these things, that can't afford to buy weeks of food, that may not be able to have to get access to soap, right? Like antibacterial soap. Jenny, no, I can't see your face. I could just see your name. It popped up that you you came in, but I don't see you. No, so don't fret. Hi, Tim. Yeah, so some of these, like toothpaste. They ran out of toothpaste today, and I've been ordering stuff on Amazon just so I don't go into stores too much, and I don't have a whole lot of toothpaste. I can just go to the store, right? Like I can just go to the store and get toothpaste. These really simple things that we don't think about. I'm grateful for all I think about kind of the divide, right? Between our classes. Jenny, I love you so much. Between our classes and, our many of our emergency workers, right, are those that may live paycheck to paycheck. Some blue collar folks, people living in poverty, right? Maybe making minimum wage or out there in your grocery store, in your dollar store, in your pharmacy. Flint, Michigan, still lacking clean water. So we have all all this incredible group of people that are out there risking their lives, right? And maybe not working the most meaningful jobs to them, maybe just making enough to get by. And they're our essential workers, right? We're relying on them. So it really kind of points out, hi, Antonio, good to see you. It really kind of, I think, highlights sometimes the divide in our sort of classes, right? Home health aides, things of that nature. We have a pretty significant divide in our country, and this is a time that deepens that divide. Folks that don't have access to all these things that I have access to, right? Like I'm very fortunate. I have a job, I have a home, I have all these different things that I talk about, and there are a lot of people that don't, and many of them are essential workers that are risking their lives, the lives of their families. Their supervisors may not care if they have secondary conditions. And I'm just so very grateful for all the essential workers, the nurses, the doctors, a generation of healthcare staff with PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, stress disorder, but now it's stress syndrome. Take those things for granted. Doctors and nurses, yeah, they committed to the healthcare world, but they didn't commit to this, right? They're seeing so much pain. So I'm so very grateful for all of our essential staff, all of the healthcare system, all the folks in pharmacies and supermarkets, that are sanitation workers or postal service, Amazon staff, right? That are, I don't know, I see these Amazon trucks at like 10 o'clock at night delivering boxes to folks. They've been really pretty essential. So I wanted to share with you, as I go on my rants, right, share with you today's little reading at A Journey to the Heart. And it's titled Value the Power of Clear Thought. And I thought that was really interesting. And you'll see in the reading, a lot of times I talk about intuition, your body being kind of a barometer for where you're at. And what I really liked about this reading is it references our mind and our conscience, right? Value your mind and the power of conscious, clear thought. Well, that's a concept that's relatively new to me in recovery, right? Relatively new because my addiction, if I compare my time in recovery to the time I spent in active addiction, pretty young in that regard, All this talk about opening the heart has not been to discount or devalue the power of conscious, clear thought, or of opening our mind and expanding our consciousness. A gift, a benefit from opening our heart is increased clarity of mind and thought. And that was so interesting to me because I haven't thought about it as much. I've thought about this internal thought or internal kind of guiding principles, right? But sometimes I undervalue the power of my mind, right? I think I've mentioned this before, but coming into recovery, and even a couple of years into recovery, as recovery was really starting and kind of morphing, I did not value my mind, so to speak. I did not value my thought. People would still dominate me, their opinions, their thoughts, my shame over my history and my past. I remember when I started working and going through background checks and how much guilt and shame I experienced because I had to disclose I had several offenses on my record. And even with recovery, when people wanted to hear my thoughts or wanted to hear my voice, I really struggled with it. I shrunk, and I sometimes do that still. It's not like I'm super, super duper confident and always see the value in myself. So this is a really powerful thought for the day. As we clear the pathway to the heart by feeling, expressing, and releasing old emotions, we will clear the path to the mind. Just as the body is connected to the mind, so is the heart. A cramped body can cause fuzzy thinking, but so can a clogged heart. To attempt to think clearly and consciously with the heart closed may not work. It may even prove frustrating and difficult. He talks about being closed-minded. He talks about clearing away some of the things that block us from our intuition, block us from clear thought. Don't think so hard. The wise old man gently instructed me. You're hurting your head and your thinking isn't becoming clear. Relax, stop trying so hard. Open your heart, then your thinking will clear. The mind, he reminds me, is connected to the heart. So I noticed this, I think not that long ago, that when I'm not sure what to do, I tend to work harder. I tend to push harder, block out intuition, block out kind of gut feelings, and just go into this mode of a frenzy. I have to fix things, I have to do things, I have to figure this out. And this is talking about just that, we start to think harder instead of wiser. When we're kind of spinning out aimlessly, trying to get things done, instead of really checking in with ourselves and taking a pause and tuning in to what our body is telling us, to what our mind is saying, right? Being really present in the moment and with the people around us. Let me see some more folks joined. Hi, Adam. Hi, Amy. Nellie. How are you doing? Dennis, Jen, Sally. Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. Latoya. Hi. Good to see you guys. Holly bought this book, and today's reading was spot on for me. I love this book. I just got it, I don't know, when did I start reading it? A couple weeks ago, and I just love it. It's pretty great. So, if you're feeling cloudy and confused and can't get the answers, stop trying so hard. Move your body and clear your physical energy. Then try opening your heart. You may see a delightful result. Without trying or forcing, your thinking clears. I don't know about you guys, but that is so, so true for me. When I'm trying to force things, or we talk about fighting against versus living for, right? When I'm trying to force things, when I'm fighting against something, I really feel the effects. I feel stuck. I get physically exhausted. I get drained, right? But when I pause and take a step back and allow myself to be guided or to be led into whatever direction I'm supposed to go in, to handle situations however I'm supposed to handle them, my mind does clear. My thinking clears. And it becomes clear without the frustration of trying to force thoughts, ideas, or thought patterns. It happens most magically and quite naturally. Holly, I force things way too much. I do too. Letting go has been so incredibly important for me. There's been times, and it's not like you just give up, right? It's not like you just let go and don't do anything and wait for things to happen. It's putting in the work, but it's recognizing when you're working harder than the rest of the people around you. It's recognizing when you're kind of forcing and fighting for something that's just not happening. Things keep coming up. Monkey wrench after monkey wrench gets thrown in. And those are kind of some of those signs to let go. I know when I'm exhausted and when I'm tired, overtired over a situation, or I've, sent another email and I'm just, feels like every little thing is going to break me. And that's when I know I'm fighting something that's maybe not meant to be in that moment. The flow is different, absolutely. You could sense it. You could trust your mind. The mind is connected to the heart. Value the power of conscious, clear thought. Value your mind and its power by valuing the power and wisdom of an open heart. Right? I just love this reading. I really love this book. And Nellie, it's called Journey to the Heart. It's a daily meditation by Melody Beattie. This is the book. It's really great. I would consider myself kind of more of a spiritual person, so a lot of the daily readings reference God and different higher powers, and sometimes I kind of tune out because it just isn't aligned with my beliefs. I like this book because it's like neutral, it's open to all. Every day is not a reading about a specific religion, so I like this sort of broad kind of area. And I think it's really built on spirituality, I think, which I really, really have enjoyed. Hi, Karen. Hi, Candace. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope retirement's treating you well. Yeah, so it's a really interesting thought. I guess I don't know, I mentioned the mind, but I really focus on the heart, and I forget that like recovery has given me the gift of clear thought, right? In in addiction, these things just didn't come naturally to me. I was always fighting. I was always just exhausted and tired and fighting to, I don't know, aimlessly. I think about like just spinning around aimlessly, burning up, getting tired, getting nowhere. Where recovery has just been such a gift of that's given me clarity of mind and thought, right? It's opened my heart, my awareness and insight. When I think about, I've kind of mentioned a bunch of times that, and I was talking to someone about it too, that I feel guilty saying like I'm not really having a super hard time with this. And she said, like, you can't fake it. You can't fake something that isn't right for you, because it's easy to put on a mask, right? Even to kind of go along with the flow, go along with everyone else's emotions, blend in, and it's easy to do that, but it's harder to be genuine and to be real and vulnerable, essentially. I've gotten vulnerable with you guys a number of times. And it's really freeing. I don't have to pretend to be someone or something that I'm not. And I think for me, a big part of why I'm not struggling a whole lot during the quarantine, one is probably in part introvert really at heart. But really the other one is just living in acceptance. I've talked a lot about that, living in gratitude and living in acceptance. And just being able to have awareness, check in with myself. This weekend I mentioned, like last week I was super burnt out. Friday I was kind of in a tizzy, tuned in, and instead of like, all right, I have more work to do, let's like buckle down, let's like plow through it. We can endure a lot, but do we have to is the question, right? And I just decided to take an impromptu trip to the Adirondacks to get away, and it was exactly what I needed. So it's not that I don't struggle at all, but I think for me, just practicing acceptance, even when things do get hard or challenging, practicing acceptance around there's nothing I can do to change the situation. There's nothing I could do to open recovery right this second, right? There's nothing I can do to heal people, both of ailments and of addiction. But I can just be genuine and be real and open that space, allow others to have a safe place where they're able to be vulnerable. They're able to be a mirror for me and maybe I for them. Thanks, Sally. I definitely get being protective of myself. Holly, you're the best. There's the flow again. I definitely get being protective of myself. For the first, I think within the last year, I've really kind of allowed my humanness out some more, For a while, I thought I had to hold this kind of image of Yana from recovery, and if I'm out and about, people are like, oh my God, you're from recovery, you're Yana. And it's like I had to remind myself and others that I'm just like everyone else. I'm just human, right? I'm just your everyday person. I had a hunch and I followed it, and a vision, and the hunch turned into a vision, turned into a dream, and I just kept doing that next thing that showed itself, right? But I'm flawed just like everyone else. So it took years, definitely years in recovery, and it took a lot of work to get to a place where I could shed that mask, of always being put together, always being okay. Jenny, I'll catch up with you this week. 6 o'clock Zoom meeting. Get it. Love you lots, and I'll talk to you soon, Jenny. Hi, Rosemary. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing that article, by the way. I didn't respond to your text, but I glanced at it before the feed. Live awake. There's I mention her a lot, Sarah Blondin. Live Awake is her podcast. Just made me think of that. It's a podcast meditation. Some of you guys know it. It's really pretty cool. If you haven't, I encourage you to check her out. Let's see. Live awake. Listen to your heart. Listen to your mind. There's just so many great things out there. So much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. And these little things that I don't think about really put it into perspective for me. I mentioned, and Holly mentioned too, it puts it into perspective. When we think about, it's like autopilot, going to the gas station to get gas. I have a car I could gas. I have the money to put gas into it. I have the money to pay car insurance. Like, I'm super, super fortunate. And yeah, absolutely, I work hard, and we all work hard. But not everyone is able to do the things that many of us take for granted. Tony, good to see you. Thank you for the work you're doing. You're serving our nation's veterans, and thank you for your service. You're definitely an inspiration. And I hope to see you soon. And for everyone, all the work that you're doing to take care of yourself, take care of others. I'm really grateful that you guys jump on this feed and being part of this incredible community. So I hope you honor yourself, acknowledge yourself, give yourself a hug. Thank you for being so unapologetically you. Holly, tapping into my inner jewel, letting it shine. I would love to see you tap into your inner jewel and let it shine. I bet that's a pretty powerful and incredible gift. So thanks again, you guys. Time for, I don't know, dinner, I guess. Dinner, enjoy the sunshine, get outside, do something good to yourself, for yourself. And I look forward to checking in with you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, Giving Tuesday. Give to the causes you are passionate about, something near and dear to your heart. Doesn't have to be recovery. This isn't a pitch for us. Even if it's $1, you think if you don't have a whole lot to give, $1 goes a long way. Because if you give $1 and you get 5 friends to give $1, and each of those friends gives 5 friends to get $1, and you see how it keeps going. So no gift is too big or small. Give to the causes that touch your heart. And I want to hear what places you supported today. And again, it's an international effort to unite and give back. So happy Giving Tuesday. See you tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Love you tons. Bye.